Well, good evening. I'm your host, Dr. Doom, for another night of real news. And this is interesting because I did a video titled "The EU is Finished, Done" on November 24th, 2010. And all it is a video of this guy, Nigel, I think something or another, who is at this big EU meeting, whatever, Parliament, and he was given the president of the EU a hard time, saying that it's going to be this bailout, then there's going to be that bailout, and that one's not going to be the end of it. There'll be another bailout after that. So I would like to just play this for you.
Means that you're happy to destroy democracy. You appear to be happy for millions and millions of people to be unemployed and to be poor. Untold millions must suffer so that your Euro dream can continue. Well, it won't work, because it's Portugal next. With their debt levels of 325% of GDP, they're the next ones on the list, and after that, I suspect it'll be Spain. And the bailout for Spain would be 7 times the size of Ireland, and at that moment, all of the bailout money has gone. There won't be any more. But it's even more serious than economics. Because if you rob people of their identity, if you rob them of their democracy, then all they are left with is nationalism and violence.
So, notice how he said Portugal is next, and then I suspect it'll be Spain after Portugal. And Spain, which he didn't give you the number, is going to need somewhere around 800, 900, $1 trillion of bailout money. That's what they'll need. And just as Greece said, right, the Greece Prime Minister, we won't be needing a bailout. We got this under control. What happened? As we all said, everyone knew it. Yeah, we do need a bailout after all. Greece people didn't like that. They implemented austerity measures, cutting people's pay, raising taxes, cutting services, only to find out that even though they implemented the austerity measures that the EU and the IMF wanted them to do just fairly recently, maybe a month ago, the Prime Minister is back up there saying, listen, IMF, can you extend the payments for us? We're having a hard time paying them back, even though we've implemented austerity measures. And that was the last I actually heard. Not sure where that went. Then comes along Ireland. We don't need a bailout either. Yeah, you do. Did they get one? Yes, they did. Over and over and over again, the government said, we don't need one, we don't need one, we don't need one. The realists out there like myself, Max Kaiser, the market ticker guy, Carl Denninger, Gerald Celente, all kinds of people. Peter Schiff. We all know they're going to get bailouts, because that's the only thing that they know how to do is throw fire on top of a raging fire, or throw fuel on top of a raging fire. How are you going to have a country that's in debt, right? Just picture this. You're in debt up to your eyeballs. You can't even make the interest payments on your debt. You're in big trouble. Forget the payment and bringing the debt down. You can't even make the interest payment. And then someone comes along to you and says, hey, we'd like to give you a big credit card. Wouldn't you say, thanks, but no thanks, that's my problem? Well, wait a minute, are you going to give me the credit card for free? No. We'll just give you a decent rate on it. Okay, so now I'm going to have more debt on top of the debt I already had that I was struggling with it, so you're going to give me more debt. That's your solution. What kind of deranged doctor are you if that's your treatment, right? So, here's an article from fairly recently, January 12th, 2011. Is Portugal about to get a bailout? We won't need a financial rescue package, says the country's prime minister. But some analysts think his denial speaks volumes. Here's a little picture of this bozo, in case you want to know what he looks like. Typical politician. The politicians aren't economists. They're not smart people. They're not highly intelligent. They don't know about anything. They don't know anything about anything other than campaign contributions to let me work here longer. That's it. So when these guys come out, we got to do this, we need this bailout, we need TARP, we're too big to fail. They're just repeating what some advisor told them. And the advisor, in all instances, are the big banks and the big multinational corporations. But they don't know that. They think this guy's really an expert. Oh, talk to that guy. He knows everything. Oh, him over there? Yeah, he's the economist of all economists. Go talk to that guy. And that guy is going to be the IMF spokesperson. Oh, we got it. Yeah, I'm an expert economist. You guys need a bailout. But aren't we in debt up to our eyeballs? Yeah. You guys need a bailout. Oh, bailout. That sounds good. And I'll even give you a bonus if you allow the IMF to come in and give you that bailout. We'll give you, huge campaign contribution. Oh, great. Portugal's Prime Minister, José Sócrates, predicts his country's economy will grow slightly in 2011, but the European Central Bank's forecast is less rosy. Portugal's government is scrambling to convince investors and fellow European Union member states that it will not need a financial bailout like the ones Greece and Ireland received. Prime Minister José Sócrates went so far as to declare that his country, quote, won't ask for any financial help because it's not necessary. But some analysts say Portugal's anemic growth, high private sector debt, and sizable government deficit make an EU bailout all but inevitable. Will Portugal be the next domino to topple in the European sovereign debt crisis? That was January 12th, 2011. So here we have one from very recently, like the last couple of days, like yesterday. Headline: Portugal PM says his country will ask for a bailout. Oh, there's a shocker. We didn't see that one coming. Lisbon, Portugal. Portugal became the third debt-stressed European country to need a bailout as the Prime Minister announced Wednesday his country will request international assistance to ease its rapidly worsening financial crisis. Wait a minute. That can't be possible. Let me go back to that first page. It was just 3 months ago. This can't happen. Portugal's Prime Minister, José Sócrates, predicts his country's economy will grow slightly in 2011. Didn't they not read that? Don't they know that? So how could he ask for a financial bailout? I want to inform the Portuguese that the government decided today to ask for financial help to ensure financing for our country, for our financial system, and for our economy, Prime Minister said in a televised evening address to the nation. Portugal has followed Greece and Ireland, other financially troubled Eurozone countries, in asking for aid from Europe's bailout reserve and the IMF. Analysts expect Portugal will need somewhere around 80 billion, which I just recently heard is more like 100 billion, but either way, an amount bearable for Europe's finances. A bailout had long been in the cards as Portugal, one of the 17-nation Eurozone's smallest and weakest economies, has struggled for months to finance its economy amid the fear of reluctant investors that it won't be able to settle its debts. Has struggled for months to finance its economy amid the fear of reluctant investors that it won't be able to settle its debts. Concerned by his country's mounting financial difficulties, he said Portugal was giving up its year-long battle to avoid asking for a bailout. What do you mean a year-long battle? What? There was no battle. Here, remember? January. We won't need a financial rescue package, says the country's prime minister. Predicts his country's economy will grow slightly in 2011. What do you mean a year battle? There's no battle. Ask the guy. Oh, wait a minute. He just came out and said they do need a bailout. Never mind. This is an especially grave moment for our country, and things will only get worse if nothing is done. Adding that the bailout was the last resort. Weren't we told, too, that things would only get worse if we didn't do what the financial terrorists want us to do and pass the TARP bailout? banker bailout, GM bailout, everybody bailout, right? The sky was supposed to fall. Martial law was going to be declared according to some congressmen if they didn't pass it. That's on C-SPAN. I saw that on C-SPAN too. So then today's headline, because now everyone's been saying, well, it'll be Portugal next, just like this guy, Nigel, whatever, that I just showed you the video. He said Portugal, and then more than likely Spain next, after Portugal. So now, oh, shoot. Portugal, why'd you do that? Now I got to come out. Now Spain's top guys got to come out. Because Portugal, who said we're definitely not, we don't need a bailout, we're good, we got this. Actually, yeah, we do need a bailout. So now Spain's president or prime minister now has to stand out, address the nation. Spain won't ask for Portugal-like bailout. Now this is from today, April 7th, 2011. How much do you want to bet Dr. Doom will be back on the airwaves of YouTube in the very near future saying, huh, looks like Spain did need a bailout after all. Madrid, Spain strove to distance itself from Portugal's debt woes that have forced it to seek European Union assistance, insisting on Thursday it would never ask for a similar bailout of its battered economy. Pfft, no way. We're not going to do that. But Greece did it. They said the same thing. Ireland did it. They said the same thing. Portugal just did it. They said the same thing. And there's been a few other countries too. So isn't that interesting that the whole European Union is finished, and as my video from November 24th, 2010, Realist News, the EU is finished, done, exclamation point. And remember, I know we see the dollar, and oh, it's going down to 75, and it's back up to 76. The dollar climbed on the bad Euro news today. The dollar is weighed against a few other currencies, just a few. More heavily of those few is the euro itself. So, if the euro's crashing and the dollar's crashing, which is why food's going up, oil's going up, well, we know why oil's going up too because of the Middle East stuff, but all commodities are going up, basically. Food, you name it, all kinds of other things are going up. Not just in America, but in the EU and elsewhere. So if their dollar's collapsing too, but our dollar's collapsing too, and they're comparing each other with each other, it doesn't really look like, at least on paper, that they're really collapsing. You have a euro ship sinking and an American dollar ship sinking, and every now and then the euro ship seems to be sinking faster, therefore the dollar looks like it's rising, or at least staying still. Hey, I thought the dollar was crashing. I guess not. Because it's compared to the ship that's sinking over here. You have two ships sinking. One is sinking faster, and then every now and then it slows down, and then the other ship sinks a little bit faster, then it goes back up. It's just an illusion. Don't pay any attention to the numbers. It doesn't matter. The only thing you need to pay attention to is how much is it costing you to go get groceries. How much is it costing you right now to fill up your gas tank? How much is it costing to get anything that you actually need? Now, on the flip side, and this is as Gerald Celente had forecast many times, a flat screen TV, man, they're cheap right now. Why? Because you don't need one. It is not going to serve any useful purpose like food would, or gasoline, or some other commodities. Computer systems, man, they're freaking cheap right now. See, all these things, toys, gadgets, that kind of stuff, they're going to come down in price, at least for now, while other things go up. We may get to a point where everything just goes way up, and food and other commodities just skyrocket while everything else appears to just go up, you know, sickly. But food and other things are going to go up worse than that. So, this is just, you know, it's almost laughable. I mean, it really is. It's almost laughable. It is laughable. To see these prestigious guys in their $1,000, $2,000 suits, and I'm the Prime Minister. Yeah, I'm the Prime Minister of Greece, and I'm the Prime Minister of Iceland, and I'm the Prime Minister of Portugal, and I'm the PM of Spain. We are elitists. We don't need a bailout. We've got this under control. Our nation is strong. Our economy is strong, and it will grow. Are the cameras off? Yeah. Man, did I just lie my ass off. I need to go get a drink and get high. I can't believe I looked straight face into the camera and just told my entire country what I just said. Can you believe that? Man, I should be an actor, not a prime minister. Whew. Thank God the cameras are off. And that's all that's going to happen. And as this guy, Nigel, whatever, says, the EU's done. Just a matter of time. Spain's going to be next now, just like he said. And he called it. Portugal happened next, just like he said. Now we've got big old Spain, and Spain's got a lot of debt. And think about what Mr. Lindsey Williams said. He was told by the elitists that when you see the EU or the Euro, both, whatever, collapsing, you will have a mere 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks to get your financial house in order, meaning get out of anything, paper, asset, whatever, that you can. You will need some cash, he says, but I, of course, would go all in silver myself, with a little bit of cash on hand, of course, for emergency situation or whatever. But I would definitely get silver. So anyways, just another evening edition of Doom Realist News for you. You know, it's just funny to see this whole thing just kind of slow motion, just collapsing, like a ship sinking, but in slow motion, not real rapidly, but it is kind of brutal. But you can still stop and look and kind of watch and kind of notice, yeah, it is collapsing, but I can't really feel it, kind of like, you know, maybe you personally can't. Other people around you might be able to because they're being affected by it. You still got your job, you didn't get a pay cut, can't really tell, can't really feel it. All is fine here, you know. So, anyways, that's all I got for you. And I'm sure there's plenty, like as I always say, you know, there's going to be some news over the next few days because everything is just happening so rapidly right now. It's just insane. So, talk to you guys later. Have a nice day or night, and I will see you in the near future on YouTube.